Hey, welcome back to Two Ski Geeks. It's your boy Will Call. I'm proud to be with you today, and my partner.
John Michael here.
Hey,
Glad to be
man.
back.
Absolutely, man. It's good to see you on this bright Sunday morning. Looks like it's brighter in Georgia than what it is in Maryland this morning.
Oh yeah, it's very bright outside. Hurricane Ian it pulled everything out. Growing up in Florida, I recognize that when after hurricanes come through, they just
Yeah,
they pull all the clouds out with them. Man,
yeah.
it
Well, they here. They've been here since Friday.
oh Hurricane Ian is up that way now. The
Yeah,
remnants.
yeah.
Is
And
it a little
I'm
is it a
sorry.
little blustery there?
Not really. Yesterday was the most blustery. And probably about winds between 30 to 45. It
Oh,
wasn't horrible.
okay. Wow. Yeah. We dodged it here. It went more to the east.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, it was supposed to be rainy here, but we didn't get much of it. Now
yeah.
I know Florida caught a brunt. Sad.
Yeah,
Hope all
yeah,
those people recover as fast as possible. I've been through them. I've been through hurricanes.
yeah. You
I,
took the words out of my head because I was going to say, man, best keepings to those in Florida, man. We got tons of folks down that way and I hope that the ones that I know are good to go. Anyway, moving forward to the agenda. So I want to handle first books read. And so trying to move this show a little faster this week. So we got Death Dealer, the Frank Frazetta Death Dealer book. Man, I read this, John, and I got to admit, this story about the sea goddess was amazing. Man, y'all got to read this book. That's all I got to say. This book is incredible. I'm definitely going to put this on my pull list and make sure that, unlike what I didn't do, I didn't check to see the back bottom of it. It's damage at the back bottom corner here on the back side. Check your books to make sure that the shippers didn't damage those books when you pick them up. That's just general good practice, and I didn't catch it. And mine is damaged on the back corner, it's dinged. Next one would be Swamp Thing, number 3 out of 10, I believe. They got a new writer, Ram V is his name. And if you didn't know that there is a new Swamp Thing person, or the Swamp Thing has inhabited, it's not Alec Holland anymore. Alec Holland
yeah.
is mentoring this guy, this new cat, but there's a new Swamp Thing character. So good read. Ram V is killing the writing, and you will enjoy the read. Next thing I read was DC Vampires All Out War. That's number 3 out of 6. That's still a really good read as well. With Bane becomes a pretty important character, as this one is called The Vengeance of Bane in this one. So it's a pretty good read as well.
Yeah,
What
that's
you
on my reading list right now, and I have to make sure I have all of them. I'm pretty sure I have all of them,
Yeah,
but
to give
yeah,
them grades, to give those grades, let me see, the Frank Frazetta book, A plus. This one here, A minus. This one here, B minus. The next book, Eternus, C to C minus at best. C minus to C at best. So Andy Serkis, the guy who played Claw in Black Panther, he is one of the writers on this book. The writing's not well done. The art is good, but I'm gonna give it that high grade. Teen Titans United, Titans United Blood Pack number 1. This book read was C at best. I hope it gets better. They got a lot of great characters in it, but this opening story for number 1, a C at. I'm just gonna give it a C. Nita Hall's Nightmare blog by Rodney Barnes. He's smashing it as always. Horror story in Annapolis, Maryland. Very good stuff. Do yourselves a favor and read Rodney Barnes' stuff. This Nightmare blog, and as well as Philadelphia, they are superb books, and yeah, really enjoying. Last book I read was Vanished by Donnie Cates. And Donnie, as always, does his characters that are always down in the dumps, either drug addicts or alcoholics, or a combination of the two, and combines them with superheroes. He's been doing that for a long time, but this is it's still well done, and that's Donnie's thing. Next thing I want to talk about is just and I'm gonna get your opinion on this, John. So far as the recasting, and I'm not familiar. Did you watch Star Trek Discovery?
No, I did not, sad to say.
Okay.
I know all the older shows, I mean, I watch them religiously, but no, not Discovery.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's just Discovery in the latest season of it. I think it's like season 3 or 4.
Okay.
There's a character in there named Booker, Cleveland Booker, and black guy. And so the point of this, I'm saying, is the fact that David Ajala, Ajala, David Ajala, I believe, and I'll have his picture up I'll post his picture up while we're talking, whatever, for the edit. But David Ajala should be the cat to replace T'Challa. I think he would be a perfect replacement for Chadwick Boseman. And when you guys see the picture of him, and look up and Google him up if you're waiting on me. But anyway, David Ajala, I think he's a fantastic actor and makes a better looking and better suited T'Challa than even Chadwick Boseman, in my opinion, because he's not even short like Chadwick was. So I think it would make a better hero. That's just my opinion. He was also in the TV show Supergirl. He played Manchester Black in Supergirl, and he also played in a movie called Night Flyers. It was by George R.R. Martin. It was about a spaceship, a horror story in a spaceship, outer space horror story by George R.R. Martin, as we know from Game of Thrones. Next thing will be, let me see, mail call. I'm going to hit these real quick so that way John can do his CBCS thing, because I'm excited to see the books that he got graded. I'm really excited.
I'm going to make a little adjustment there. Oh.
All right. John, I don't know if you remember this from back in the day when we were kids. You remember this book?
Let's see, bring it a little closer. When we were kids?
Yeah.
No, that was, I know just about, no, that was not familiar to me. No.
This is going to the pocket books. I read this book like about 4 or 5 times back when I was like 10 or 11 years old. This book came out in 1978, man.
Yeah, I have a number of the pocket books. I had the Hulk one. That was it was Hulk 1 through 6. Yeah, I still have it. It's brown pages now, but yeah,
you were talking about go ahead.
One got private.
The one I read from the Hulk, and I'm going to reorder it, and I'll show it on another show. It's called Stalker from the Stars is the one I'm thinking about. But this is just a novel. I mean, just straight up words novel. And this is Spider-Man versus Kingpin. Okay. Damn good book. Oh, it's so good, man. You guys will really enjoy it. If you find, this was sent to me from a Goodwill in Pennsylvania. I bought it on Amazon, but Amazon has a hookup with even the Goodwill in Pennsylvania. So yeah, man. And this is a hardback book. I mean, because mine was a paperback as a kid, but they sent the hardback. Next thing is Deathstroke, number 51, read. So what's significant about this book is that it is the first appearance of Brian Whitaker, the Hawkman, who will be appearing in Black Adam. And so this is the first appearance of Brian Whitaker, who you will see in Black Adam. Then I had to just buy this alternate cover of Doom Patrol, number 1 by Gerard Way. He did Umbrella Academy. All right, then we got this one right here. This Predator number 1 by Raza cover that it was very expensive when it first came out, but this one I got it from like half price from out of England, and the shipping was minimal. It didn't even sting on the shipping.
I remember, yeah, I showed it to you. I saw it online, and guess what? I showed it to you, and I don't have it. I said, I don't know what I said, or maybe, I don't think, no, it didn't come. Yeah. I showed it to you. We were talking about it, and yeah, I don't have it, but yeah.
I didn't buy it at the time when it first came out because it was pricey. It was like $60-$70 out the gate. And I was like, no.
Yeah, that's what slowed me down. Yeah.
So that dude was selling it for half price.
Mm.
So, and that's the Virgin cover. That's not even, okay. Anyway, Fall of the Hulks. This is a one-shot, Fall of the Hulks Alpha.
I
And
have that. Yeah, I have that issue. Yeah.
hey, you guys got to read this book. Get yourself this book and read it. This is an incredible history telling of the Hulk and many different characters. And so, what this also the significance of this book is, you notice in She-Hulk that's going on, they are talking about a site called Intelligencia. Well, Intelligencia was introduced in this book here, Fall of the Hulks, this one shot. And the Intelligencia was comprised in this book, comprised of the leader, Dr. Doom, the Wizard, the Red Ghost, Mad Thinker, Egghead, and MODOK.
MODOK, yeah.
Yeah, as you see on this cover.
Mhm.
So all those characters on this cover. So they were the answer to the Illuminati that Reed Richards and Tony Stark and Namor and Black Panther and Captain America, a bunch of folks were put together, and Xavier, and I can't think of who else if I'm missing anybody, but this was the villain's answer to the Illuminati. Good read, a great history retelling. I mean, talk about from like how you get to the Secret Wars and the Beyonder and all kinds of good stuff. Good read, very good read. Please buy and read. Last mail call piece is, speaking of the leader, the second appearance of the leader in Tales to Astonish, number 64, with the leader's first cover appearance right here. So this is the first cover of the leader, and this is the second appearance. Go ahead, John.
Oh, that's nice. I just wish I had a complete run of Tales to Astonish.
Who doesn't?
I mean, I started long enough to where I could have got those books dirt cheap back in the day, but I was too busy trying to buy current stuff and was not paying a little more for those. When you're paying 20 cents and a quarter when you first start, when you're paying that low of amount, it's the equivalent of today trying to pay 10, 15, or 20.
Yeah.
I did not want to pay the $3, $4, $5 for one book back then.
Back then, no.
When I'm paying a quarter for a book.
Yep.
So yeah, I have some of them, but yeah.
All right.
Not many. Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you, man. So the next thing and the last thing I'm going to cover, and it will segue into John's portion, is the Q&A. We did a Q&A session last week in response to one of my coworkers, Mr. Damien. And Mr. Damien, so we got your other questions. You've got 4 questions that you wanted to have answered. So John, so the first one is, why all the different or variant covers? Why are there variant covers or different covers for the same issue book? And so I'll let you roll into the potential answer, what you got.
Well, that's probably a multi-tiered reasoning for that. I mean, the first one is probably pretty obvious. The reason for having different covers, different artists, you can get different viewpoints and perspectives on art for different covers.
Mhm.
One cover cannot cover, so to speak, cannot cover all the different tastes in art. One thing that floats my ship may not float the next person's ship.
Yeah.
So we can make 1, 2, 3 covers to cover the amount of varied taste. Because actually, from a financial business standpoint, having one cover and then someone not truly reading the book, and that happens more today. People are using books today as an investment vehicle so much.
Yep.
People don't read as much. So that one cover prevents the person from buying it. Then when you do 5 covers, you're covering a broad spectrum, and your sales will increase based on having different covers.
Yep.
Then one of the major things that happens, someone like me, yourself, and others who like a lot of art, man, sometimes if there's 5 covers, I may buy 3 of the 5 covers. And
How about that?
I think companies benefit from that. But
Yeah.
having different covers, you can reach more people because from a marketing standpoint, companies, Marvel, DC, whomever, Image, they realize now that people are buying books more than ever for the cover. I mean, solely for the cover.
Solely. It will not crack that book.
Not for the story. We're old school. We love a good story.
Yep.
We care about the story, but the pendulum has swung the other way. The covers weren't so great back in the day, but we just love comic books. We love reading. So
Yeah.
the cover wasn't at the forefront.
Even though that was a selling point, but you didn't always get a great cover.
I saw the title, Amazing Spider-Man. I recognize covers, but I saw the title, Amazing Spider-Man. I was picking it up anyway. But now, yeah, they can reach more people with varied covers. But sometimes we'll call it gets insane, as we have discussed.
Ooh.
I mean, to do 20 covers on a book, I don't get it.
It's silly. I agree. All right. Yeah. Second question. Let's see here. Do I want to go that one? GoFundMe. GoFundMe comic purchases or fund me sites or whatever. And my thoughts on it. So as we talked about a couple of shows ago, show or so ago, that I bought a GoFundMe book, this Guma book by Ji-Hyun Lee. And I'll put a better picture of it up on the site, but on Final Edits. But regardless of, this was a GoFundMe book, and I have no qualms with doing that. I mean, with buying a book from GoFundMe. I think it's a good way to get in on when you have these fledgling artists. And Ji-Hyun Lee is not a fledgling artist, but this product of his, most of the time he's just known for just his doing covers. But this is an entire book done by him. And so I'm pretty good with trying to support an artist who wants to expand their brand besides just doing covers and whatever else, and wants to do a full book. So I don't know. Your thoughts, John?
Well, yeah. They put up their own money to get a product out there. They want to be reimbursed, for their craft. So they do a GoFundMe. They get hopefully they get all their money back that they put up for getting the product off the ground, producing it, printing, however much that expense is, and then they can move into the realm of making a profit.
Yeah.
That's a way to do it themselves. I mean, it's a valid vehicle. I don't have a problem with it either. If let's say like a Ji-Hyun Lee, if he's able to do multiple projects like that and get the money that he put into it back and then move into some nice profits, hey, who wouldn't want to do that versus 9 to 5? Doing your own thing versus a 9 to 5. And
your 9 to 5 would be doing books for Marvel or DC or whatever, who's going to give you a piece off of their profit. But
right.
That's not your own exclusive. Take the whole thing or the majority of the profit.
Yeah, that's what happens. They do all the artwork and then someone else takes the majority of the pie. I don't know about that. Yeah. Many folks through history have not been happy with that. Someone who doesn't have your skill or your skill set, and they take the majority of the pie, and then they say, we want you to do everything, and then we'll give you a little piece. No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and Ji-Hyun Lee, Jeehyung Lee, Jeehyung Lee. Ji-Hyun Lee is phenomenal. He's a bad boy. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he is. You can recognize his covers right away. He set himself apart. Because we heard it a while ago, Bill. We see those people like him, Perillo, let me see, the other guy, Finch. The goal of an artist. What is the goal of an artist? The goal of an artist is to create that product which is not easily reproduced.
Yes, sir.
That's how they set themselves apart. Someone can't just come in and do what you do. That's the goal of an artist, to create that product or vision or illustration that is not easily produced. No one else can come and say, I'm Gino.
or exactly. And people might do an homage of it, like we talked about last week about all those homage covers, but no one, once you do that iconic cover, it's yours. Go ahead.
Speaking of homage, before we go into the man, I didn't even know you were going to say that. Speaking of homage cover, I stumbled across one, and then Will Call said he has to find one. I mean, this homage right here to Secret Wars 8.
Yep.
The picture's kind of small. Is that good right there?
Right there. Yep. Perfect.
Yeah, this homage is from Zero War Fortnite, issue 3, I want to say. No, I'm sorry, I said issue 3, issue 5.
Okay.
Homage to Secret Wars 8. I was in a comic shop and there's only one there. So I don't know if it's just a 1-for-1 variant, a 1 for 10, or 1 for 5. I don't know. I don't know what it's.
Yeah, I've not, like I said, I've not seen it.
There's only one on the shelf. So speaking of homages, yeah, that's an homage or homage to Secret Wars number 8.
Yep, Spider-Man when they premiered the black costume on the cover.
Yeah, the first appearance of the black costume that would eventually become Venom, but this is an homage to that. Find it for yourself. Issue 5, Zero War. I'm getting all of them. As I recognize, kids today, they are Fortnite crazy. So if you are a collector, I mean, you just would have to have some Fortnite stuff.
All right.
The same thing that happened with Pokemon, I recognize.
Who? What you talking about?
Man, I knew it when kids constantly collect Pokemon. And so this is a similar thing. All right, yeah, go ahead.
All right, last thing I'm going to talk about, because the next, after this one, hey, Mr. Damien, you sent me an email, you talked about, you sent me a text regarding Superman Space Age. You read number 1, or part 2 is out. I haven't read it yet, but I am looking forward to reading it. And we'll see how it goes. But just letting you know, and letting you guys and Mr. Damien know that this book is available now. It just came out this past week. And then for John, his last question is how to submit books for grading, and what does grading do? And I said that goes perfectly into what your part of the show is.
All righty. Okay. All right. So his question, and I believe if you said, if I'm stating it correctly, what is grading and what does it do?
Yes.
Well,
and how to do it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, the detailed version of that would be good for another show, but I can briefly go over it since I've done it a number of times. Well, what does grading do? First of all, it authenticates a book. Let's say you're thinking of purchasing an expensive book. Okay, years ago, 70s, 80s, it was commonplace to have books restored, color touches, they would trim the edges of the pages. There's a way to clean the book with chemical wash and have it looking new. Add pieces to pages. This was commonplace 70s, 80s, as far as I know. And therefore you get a book that looks fairly new, but it's an older book. So it gave the appearance of, oh, this is a very nice copy. Before CGC, CBCS, EGS, this restoration was not detectable by the eye unless someone was very good at it and worked in that industry and knew what to look for. So today it's frowned upon to have a book that was restored because it's not the original. So when you have a book graded, okay, like an expensive book, say Amazing Fantasy 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man, 1962, I believe, you don't want it restored. You want it to be an original book. You don't want it to have, when you go even into the more dangerous zones other than color touches and trimming, you don't want to have a whole page replaced with a photocopy page that was attached to another page and you didn't know it on the inside of the book. That's not acceptable.
Or worse, how about this? Worse, you've got a cover that looks great and they put a wholly different book on the inside. How about that?
Yeah, they put a whole nother book on the inside. It's been done.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so when you send your book in for grading, they will detect these types of restoration, so that you know that you're getting an original product. Vice versa, if you're purchasing one of those books and it's a super expensive book, yeah, you want to purchase a graded copy. That way you know it's been authenticated. You're getting the real deal. Yeah, it's going to cost you a little more, but what is the use of saving thousands of dollars and you have a doppelganger copy, so to speak?
Yep.
I'll use that, or you know, a forgery. So when you buy a graded one, you're getting, it's authenticated, it's real. It's
Yeah.
not a duplicate, a copy, a fake, which you do not want. And then as far as how to do it, well, there's a specific way. There's a form online. You can go to CGC, CBCS, EGS. There's a form online. You open up that form, and it has a number. It asks for a number of pieces of information.
About the
for
book.
for address,
And
you're gonna
you,
ask for credit card information or paying by check. And then it asks for, there might be 6, 7 line items that ask you to type in, what is the issue number? It may ask, is it a variant? Is it an A cover, B cover? It
Right.
asks a number of pieces of information. You fill out this form. You submit your payment information, and then you print off a copy for yourself to keep, and then there's another copy that goes in the box. Now, when you're packing your books, I might even have, so if you're submitting it, when you're submitting your books in a box, and I'll show you how some come back. If you're submitting your books in a box, just a second, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something.
Yeah, this is it, and the instructions, sometimes they will give instructions online on how to submit or how they want the book submitted. Go ahead, John.
A box like this, okay? You put your things in a box. I've done it many times. Or CGC will send you a kit with everything you need to pack your books in. Now,
True too.
you can use a box like this. You're going to need to protect the books. When you're finished with all your books, you're going to need to wrap them in something like this. That keeps the water off the books and seal it tight after you pack all your books. What I typically do, I put 5 books together. I can put 5 books together. Look, you're going to have a piece of cardboard that's larger than the book. So if any squishing or crushing to the package occurs, the board absorbs it. And see, here's the board. The board is larger than the book, and then you can put 5 together. A board on a piece on the front, okay? A piece on the front of the book, and then a piece on the back, and that way the board absorbs any damage or crushing to prevent the book from becoming damaged.
Yeah.
And all of that is wrapped in, and then all of that, you want to wrap all of that in bubble wrap nicely, not like this, but you want to put it nice and even all the way around. Okay,
the entire bundle.
You want a tight bundle all the way around the book. And of course, I'm not doing it exactly as I would pack it, but of course, you got the book, you got board around the books. You got the bag sealed around the cardboard. Then you got your cushioning. You got your cushioning bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, the bubble wrap should be wrapped around the books face down, with the bubble facing the book, not up. The bubbles are going to need to be face down on the board.
Yeah.
That way, it can absorb the impact in an even surface, an even level.
Yeah.
I've seen by mistake some people have the bubbles facing up. They got the bubbles facing up. They don't absorb the impact that way. It's not an even surface. So that's a little bit about how you send.
And it also helps with you when you're wrapping the tape. When the bubbles face in, it helps with the taping as you tape the bubble wrap, because it's smooth.
Yeah, it makes a smooth seal. Yeah, you find the edge and it helps you to get a smooth seal. You can't get a smooth seal with the bubbles facing up. The bubbles have to face down.
Taping the bubbles.
And then once you keep a copy, and then you put your copy of the list of all the items that are in the box, and place it in the box, and if the books are well protected, take the box up with the address, of course, on the outside. I always cover my addresses with a layer of the packaging tape, which is clear.
Yeah.
That way, if water hits the box, the address is not smeared. That's how packages get lost.
Yeah.
Some people, they just have the address on the box. Oh, if the box takes an impact or scrape, that address can be scraped right off there.
Yeah, that
But
too. Yep.
you have less of a chance if you put a layer of tape over that address,
Yep.
and it's more likely to remain. I hope that kind of answers that question.
Yeah, and it goes right into what you got to do next.
Okay, so all right, so I got a shipment back. It shouldn't take this long though, but I sent this package off September 6th of 2021.
Okay.
It came back. This is October. It came back at the I want to say the end of August, early September. So just about a full year. That's ridiculous.
I
I
agree.
think CGC is getting their books back now in 3 to 4 months, which is decent. That's decent considering the volume. But 1 year, no.
Yeah, CBCS is taking a
Yeah,
nosedive right now.
Yeah, 1 year is not acceptable. I don't depend on price changes and all, but some people depend on pricing because at the time they send the books. I just saw a case yesterday, someone who had sent a book off to CBCS. At the time they sent the book off, it was 2,500, but they wanted to sell it at, of course, 2,500. But when they got the book back, the price was by the time they got it back, the price of the book was $1,100.
Yeah,
So,
you can't sell it for that. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's a deal breaker there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's over $1,000 in lost profits there. But I don't depend on that myself. I love comics, but probably will depend on that soon. But but to some people who it's their livelihood, that hurts. All right. So anyway, that's a little bit about. We answered what does it do? It makes sure you have an authentic product. Number two, it does. We didn't answer about the grading tier. The scale is anywhere from 1 to 10. 9.9 and 10.0s are hardly ever seen. They exist, but they're hardly ever seen. The typical grade people shoot for is a 9.8. They shoot for a 9.8. That will maximize your profit enough. But the grading of the book, it does increase the value of the book. So that's what else grading does. Ensures you have an authentic product, increases the value of the book, and also it increases the protection of the book.
Absolutely.
To me, it enhances the look. It's much nicer to hold a grader project, to hold a graded project that here's a raw. When I was a kid, I loved to hold a raw project. I said raw project, but raw comic book. But it's nicer to hold a graded book. So let's get into it. I'm only gonna do half. We'll do half this show and half on the next show.
All right.
It took a year to come back, and I don't even remember what was in there. So it took a whole year. First off, we have. Let's see what I sent here. The first one here had to get it graded. See, and this is Static Shock season 1. If you have not seen that cartoon, go back and look at that. Cartoon written by Dwayne McDuffie, if I'm saying that right.
Yes, sir. Rest in peace, Dwayne.
Yes, rest in peace. Static season 1, issue number 1. Came back 9.6.
And so when he's saying season 1, so you all, if you don't know, this is a re-release of Static. Static came out in the 90s, and this is the new, as they say, Milestone returns on the top border of the name of the title. So Milestone's come back, and this is a volume 2 of Static.
Okay, yeah, cover by Randolph, art. Crisscross. Crisscross.
Yeah, Crisscross is a bad man too, boy.
Yeah, and Nicholas Draper. And it says also Hot Streak. CBCS is going to have to make their. They're going to have to they're gonna have to make their information larger. This information, some of it is so tiny on here, it does not make sense to have it that small.
Mhm.
But it says hot streak appearance. Okay, so anyway, yeah.
And
That-
Hot Streak is Static's main opposition. So
Right.
Hot Streak.
So, it's nice, 9.6, that's nice. I'll set that over here. Let me just set that. Also the cases, they are stackable. The cases are stackable. They have a little edge on them, so they stack. Okay, and these books aren't going to be in any particular order. Okay, this is one from I purchased in my childhood. Superman 275. It was May of '74. Yep, that's about around the time when I started collecting them. Let's see. Oh, Nick Cardy art, Kurt Swan. Let's see, cover Nick Cardy. Yeah, Kurt Swan, Vince Coletta. There's a lot of artists and writers on here.
Man, Kurt Swan, yeah, Nick
Anyway,
Cardy.
74.
Yeah.
And also and this one also has a date a date stamp from the shipper, who at the time I was not sure, but anyway, Superman 275. It came back 7.5, not bad for an older book that was read.
Yeah, in 1974, sorry.
Yeah, 74, May of 74. And then look at that price point. Look at that price point, 20 cents. How did they sell books for 20 cents?
Shoot.
now
Same way they sell them for a dime back before then.
Yeah, and now comic books are, only for Image, $2.99. $3.99 is the median price, $3.99. Some are $4.99, and then you got some annuals and special issues at $9.99.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness, those prices are expensive. And to think 20 cents. And then to see a cover like that as a kid, ooh, I had to have it. See something like that. Superman throwing that costume, I quit. Boy, look at that cover. It was a common practice too. If you look at that, it was a common practice to use reds, blues, and yellows.
Yes, sir. Like his costume.
Yep, it just drew the eye. It just drew your eye to it. All right, next one. Oh, nice. I'll leave that cover on there. This is Teen Titans Academy #5. Philip Tan cover. This is a Philip Tan variant. Teen Titans Academy #5.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
And
I don't think
9.8.
I've seen that one.
You said you have not seen that one?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh man, yeah,
I have to go back and look in the collection, but I'm not sure if I have seen that one.
if you don't have it, I got one for you.
Oh, thank you, man.
I got 3 copies.
I think I'm a little unfamiliar, and that was during my DCBS days. I try to get all copies of Teen Titans Academy.
Oh yeah, I have this graded copy, 2 raw copies. I got one for you if you don't see it or don't find it. There you go. All right, Teen Titans. I love that cover. All right. Oh, and this one here. Oh, I forgot this one was in there. This is I don't have my glasses. This is the first appearance of Yukichi. Oh my goodness, Yamamoto. Forgive me, y'all. I don't want to butcher that name. I don't have my glasses. Yukichi Yamamoto. Usagi Yojimbo #20.
Okay, I thought it was going to be a Yojimbo book.
Yeah, I'll just say Yukichi, which is a female character, parallel to Usagi Yojimbo, and this is her first appearance, and it came back 9.8, issue 20.
Yeah.
Did you pick up issue 20, Bill?
Yeah, I have that book.
Yeah,
that one I know I got. I think I might even have the retailer incentive on that one.
Oh yeah, too. Yeah, there. Well, I'm trying to reach. Yeah, there she is, right there. I love those looks that Stan Saki gives to characters.
Stan's a bad boy too. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, he did and also I never could find the book. He did a Deadpool cover. And I'm sure it's through the roof now. He did this Deadpool cover. I tried to find it. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I got it.
Or at the price point I wanted.
I'll see if I can find it and put it in the edits.
All right, next up. Next up. All right, Spider-Girl 84. Yeah, this book I didn't see. It has a reader's crease in it. It's got a reader's crease. Spider-Girl 84, but I have another copy. I'm gonna send in another one. Oh man, I missed that. Also, viewers, when you're buying your comics, beware. Sometimes in the comic shop, the people will, when the new books come in, you have some people that are readers. They will read a copy before they put it out on the shelf, and then you may wind up with, and I've looked for that. You may wind up with a copy with a roll in the spine because somebody's sitting there behind the counter reading it. Oh man, that just gets me every time. Anyway, but this was a back issue I purchased, so I didn't even, because I didn't read it. I didn't read this particular one, but Spider-Girl 84, May of 2005. And this is Venom and Normie Osborn appearance, but it came back at 8.0. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm still looking for that cover. I don't have that one yet. I'm closing in on finishing that series, but
Yeah,
that one
I
has
think
escaped me.
I have all of them pretty much. I may have one or two holes in there, but 8.0, yeah, that hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
Had that roll in the spine.
It's gonna be hard to find anyway with that black cover. It's gonna
Yeah,
be hard to find a premium condition.
yeah, I have one other copy. Yep, I got one other copy of it. But I love that Spider-Girl. It'll stay in the PC, even though it's 8.0.
Yeah, I keep it. Yeah.
I
And
don't get
8.0
all
is
hung
not
up.
horrible.
Yeah, I don't get all hung up on the yeah. It's oh look, I don't know what happened here. Oh, look at this here. Okay, next book, Spawn Universe #1. This is the B cover. B cover for Spawn Universe #1. Cover, J. Scott Campbell. I didn't realize that. J. Scott first appearance of Jericho and daughter, first appearance of Cagliostro, as Sand and Kim. I said it's Sand, as Sin and Cameo. Only issue, Spawn Universe 1. It says only issue, so this is the only issue. So Spawn Universe 1, not ongoing. Cover B. Oh, I like that. Oh, I think. All right. Okay, I'll get that.
I think, oh yeah, I remember that cover. Yeah.
9.4. Not sure what happened. 9.4.
I think I may
Spawn
have that
Universe
one.
1. J. Scott Campbell cover.
Yeah, I think I have that one.
Okay, all right. Oh yeah, that's nice there. That's nice. Didn't realize it went in. Next up, didn't realize this was in the box. Oh man, oh my goodness, Bill, when you see this, Bill, Something is Killing the Children #7. I didn't realize this went in. Second printing. This is the second printing. Includes a 6-page preview of Wins #1, and I have Win #1. Probably better take it out of the shiny bag. All right.
Oh yeah. That's issue #7?
Yeah, that's issue #7.
Yeah, I got it somewhere around in here. In one of my collectible boxes. High value books.
Oh, that is nice there. I don't know where. What happened over here? I didn't know that was in there. Oh, what? Oh, I see what. Oh man, Bill. I see it now. Man, look at the other one. I don't know how to look. Here's another copy, but it's 7.0.
Ugh, that's disappointing.
Well, I'm looking at it. I don't know how, but I just this. It didn't happen by me. The spine has color breaks in it. That's something that and viewers, that's something the grading companies hate. If you're trying to achieve a high grade and the book looks high grade to you, but then you see on the spine color break with spine ticks, it's not going to get a high grade.
No.
If you see spine ticks and they break the color on the cover, like if it's a black edge and the spine ticks are white lines in it, it's not going to get a high grade. I don't know. In this one, I don't know how that went in like that, but I don't know. Well, it's a 7.0 down the road. I don't know how this one went in like that. I didn't even remember that being in it. But anyway, they nailed the grade. I think that's a 7.0. I don't see it being anything higher than a 7.0. I'm looking at those spine ticks. All right. And then let's see. Now, well, this is good. I'm surprised. Yeah, this one is fair. Veronica 187. And this is what you call infinity cover, and this is the
Okay.
infinity cover that keeps repeating the image that initially is shown on the cover. It repeats within itself.
Yeah, mirror within a mirror.
Cover art and story, Dan Parent. But this is Veronica 187. Veronica 187.
Right.
Over there, that light. You see just how the image just keeps repeating there. A comic
mirror,
within a comic.
mirror within a mirror. Mm-hmm.
And by the way, like these Archie books, they're typically not bought. Well, now collectors are buying them, but early on, Veronica, Archie, Betty and Veronica, they're just bought by kids, so they're not going to be handled well. So now the industry and collectors are realizing, hey, these are some key books, and they look for early Dan Parent, art and Archie books, but it's tough to find them in the high grade, due to the fact they were initially bought by kids. When I first started collecting, I was not thinking about an Archie. I have some, but most collectors, they want Spider-Man, Hulk, Batman, Justice League, so forth. They weren't thinking about Archies. Kids who purchased Archies, they weren't, they bought them to read and laugh. So, and I think we can move this stack away. All right. And so we're going to, and I knew this one was coming back at this grade. Let me see, this one, how did I get, this book I acquired just through a grab box. You get a $25 grab box, and I think it was decent. It was $25, and I think they had 50 books in this grab box, and it came from Florida. But this book was in there, and it's not worth, I could have pressed and cleaned it, but I didn't want to risk any further damage. But it was in a grab box. This was a spooky,
Wow.
Spooky haunted house #1, and this is it's a Harvey comic. October. October of 1972. This was Spooky Haunted House #1, and I've seen them online, but it was in a grab box. So I think the grab box was $25, 50 books. So essentially. So essentially, it cost me $2, but I knew it wasn't coming back high. It's 3.5.
Still good to have.
Say again?
I said, still good to have.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's good to have. You're right. It's good to have. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's a. I mean, yeah, that I like the art. That's a classic. That's just a classic fun cover. Yeah, look at Spooky there, a green ghost behind him. I mean. And back then they would put these little images of some of the people,
side characters.
Yeah, side characters who appeared there. Yeah, it's good to have. You're right. Okay, and next we have coming up. Next we have. Put that there. Something is killing the children #1. This was the Boom Studio surprise variant. They sent it to the stores, and I forget. I think you were supposed to give some type of coupons from Walking Dead or something, if I recall correctly. But it's first appearance of Erica Slaughter, and it's considered the 8th printing.
Okay.
But this was the surprise variant. I think you're supposed to. Man, I think you're supposed to click 2 coupons from Walking Dead to get this copy. But I did not do that. My shop, we have a relationship, and so they gave me a copy.
Oh, okay. The 8th printing. Yeah, I recall that one. I think I get.
It was not supposed to be for sale.
Okay.
And
Really?
then, the grade, 9.2. Oh, ooh. I don't know what happened there. 9.2. Okay.
Yeah, I got to look up how much that's something is killing the children. That first print is going for. You gotta
Yeah,
check
the
that
first
out.
printing. I have it here somewhere. I don't know where. It's here somewhere. I just don't know where it is. But yeah, these black covers are generally going to be lower. 9.2. They saw something in it. I don't see it right now. But okay, next book, Shazam number 15.
Hey,
This
speaking of what you don't see, because sometimes it's on the back or
yeah.
inside.
Or yeah, I know that's what people don't often remember. Yeah, it could be on the inside. Now, do you think that's another question for another show, Bill? Do you, I guess they would have to. Do you think they go modern books? Do you think they go page by page for every book, modern?
I don't know. If you're going to be fair, then they should,
Yeah.
because that's sometimes you can get like a book that I just purchased recently had the intro, like the you had the cover and then you had the first intro page. It was repeated twice. I had a book with an error printing where the intro page was repeated twice.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got into the book, the meat of the story. But so in my opinion, it's like when you talk about error printings or whatever that can come out and they can increase the value of the book, then I think they should go through every page, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Oh, you just reminded me, Bill. In the back issue bins of Oxford, I just found a double cover book and I put it in my stack. Of course, I paid for everything. It's in the box. Now I can't remember which book it was. I should have set it aside.
Mm-hmm.
I found a double cover comic. I don't know which book it was. Man, you just reminded me. Okay. Anyway, this is November, December of 74, still in that first year when I started collecting. This is Shazam, square bound. 5.5 is not bad. Let's see, that's
Yeah, CC, that should be CC, what do we call it? CC Beck?
yeah, it's not CC Beck. It's a cover
No.
and art. It's Bob Oxner. Oxner.
Hmm.
Let me see if I say. I know CC Beck on the earlier stuff.
Yeah, CC Beck was definitely on.
The stories are Denny O'Neil.
Okay.
But this is Shazam number 15.
Okay.
5.5.
Well, that's why. Okay, because it's a later issue down the line, because I know
Yeah.
the early ones were done by CC Beck.
Right.
Yeah, and that's a gorgeous cover too.
Yeah. The 100 pages for only 60 cents. Yeah, I love all those covers. There wasn't a bad one to me on it. Yeah, on those books. Oh, look at Mr. Tawny. They got and look at that. Oh, let me see if I zoom in on there a
Don't
little
worry
bit.
about it. I'll put a copy of it up. I'll
Yeah,
put a copy.
that Mr. Tawny there. All right. So anyway, 5.5. Yeah, but this something that was red. And yeah, that's about par for the course. 5.5. Next, move right along. Didn't know this was in there. Don't remember this being in there, but it was. Something is killing the children, number 13. Of course, Werther and Deladera cover.
Okay.
James Tinian the fourth.
Oh, yeah.
9.8, issue 13.
Yeah. That one I definitely recall. I definitely have that one.
9.8. 9.8. 9.6. Something is killing the children, number 12.
Mm-hmm.
That bubble gum always gets me every time when I see it.
Yeah. Some people buy covers strictly for because of the bubble gum.
Yeah, I know they collect it for bubble gum. Oh, interesting. Oh man, what happened over there? Don't know where this one came from, but definitely was in the box. Something is killing the children, number 4. Oh, I remember now. Virgin cover. Unlocked retailer variant.
Oh, that's beautiful.
9.6, number 4.
Teeth overhead. That is cool as hell. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now I have a 9.8 in this book. This one, I don't know what happened to this one, man. Because this is my second copy. I'm looking. Do I see? I don't. Oh, so this is Something is Killing the Children, number 15.
15.
Pastime Comics exclusive variant. This is my second copy. Don't know what happened. 9-0.
Man, I love that cover. Yeah,
Mhm.
I have one as well. I hope mine doesn't grade it, and I know when I get it. But either way, regardless of it grades, however it grades, that cover is a banger. Love that cover.
It must be on the inside. I have to check the notes. I don't see. I don't see what happened, but I'll check the notes. All right. Okay. Oh, interesting, man. And then the last one, but well, last CBCS for the day. Last CBCS for the day. Oh, this is a second copy of number 13. Let's see. Do you remember what that other one was? Number 13. Here it is right here. Oh yeah, the other one was a 9.8. And here's another copy of number 13 at 9.6.
Okay.
So a 9.6 and a 9.8 of issue 13.
Beautiful though, man. That covers a knocker too.
And by the way, Bill, all the Something is Killing the Children came out of that Level Up Comics collection.
Yeah, I recall, but you got lucky. And his was in my collection. Yeah. I don't have that number 6 that you have. Remember, you got multiple copies of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone through I don't have that book.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a key book.
There may be some more in another box. Yeah, I wound up paying probably 40-something cents a piece. Yeah.
But for those of you guys listening in, I mean, that's Something is Killing the Children. Number 6 is a key book. And I think that's because of that was how you were able to transfer its value into another book that you procured from, what is it, down in Orlando?
Yeah, down in Miami at corporate.
Miami. Okay.
Yeah. At the time, the value was 200 something for a 9.8. And they gave me 150, 160 store credit. I think 150. I said, that's fine. It's a $200 book. They gave me 150 store credit. I said, that's fine. Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, 40 cents turned into 150. That's how you do it. Let the hobby fund itself. I mean, that's what happened. All right. So, oh, and then, I mean, wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Wrapping it up here. All right, I'm just go through these quickly. These are some new books and 1 or 2 back issue bins. Okay. Oh yeah. Zero War variant. Look at that. Homage to Secret Wars number 8.
Right. We got that one earlier. Remember?
Homage to Secret Wars 8. Jane Foster, The Mighty Thor number 1.
Ah, I love that cover. Yeah.
And yes, that is this the oh no, that's the A cover, not a variant. That's the A
cover.
Yeah,
I thought it was a regular one, but I love that cover.
This book, Bill, I didn't think I had it. I found it when I was bagging and boarding. There was some controversy with this book. I didn't think I had it, but I think Zach threw it in when I was getting my books. He put it in the fire. What if what if Miles Morales became Thor? This is the variant cover.
Yeah, I don't have the variant cover. I have the regular cover. Yes, there's controversy behind that cover. Yes, there is. Yeah. In our political status of the country, there's a problem with that cover.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I Am Batman number 8.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, for you guys who know, John Ridley, the writer on that book, is killing it. John Ridley is killing it.
Mm-hmm. Vampirella Strikes number 2.
Nice.
That's a beautiful cover there. Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't even got to adjust it. You hit it perfectly on your display position.
Swamp Thing 12. I believe this is the final issue in the run. Swamp Thing 12.
Yeah, because actually, because of the one I held up earlier said 3 of 10, but it went a little bit more than 10 issues. So 12 might be about the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, it went a little,
It went more than 10. That's for damn sure.
okay. And then a book you mentioned last week.
Ooh, always. Please read that book.
War World Apocalypse. This is the final chapter.
That's the
ending of
finale.
saga,
Yeah.
the finale.
And as John talked about it last week, it started in like issue 1033 of Action Comics and goes all the way for a full year to that conclusion of World Apocalypse. So good.
Dark Crisis 2 variant cover.
Yeah, got that one too. I got a visitor here.
Hit me number 4 or 5.
Nice. This is Jeff DeCal.
Yep, a Jeff DeCal cover.
Yeah, I gotta find those books that he's done on Hit Me. I gotta find those books.
Mm-hmm. Now this is Sabrina the Teenage Witch Anniversary Spectacular, number 1.
Oh, nice find, man.
Yeah, at Oxford they only had 2 copies.
I've not seen it at all, but that's a good find.
Yeah, they only had 2 copies. It's a new book. It just came out. You can still find it. You should be able to.
Okay.
Oh man, I see a ding up there on the top where somebody mishandled. These are the remaining books are back issue out of a multiple of back issue books I purchased. These remaining books, and this is it. This will be at the end. These were I paid. These were like because of the back issue bin was supposed to be this was a $2 back issue bin at Dave's Comics.
Mm-hmm.
But then he took even more off. So, I wound up paying $1.25. These were $1.25 a piece. I remember them back in the day, but I never got them back in the day. I can't remember the year. This is Ash from Event Comics. I found it in the back issue bin.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, Ash. It's the 90s. I'm pretty sure it's the 90s. So they were in the back issue bin, $1.25. I only got 2. I think I got the full set, but $1.25.
You should have sold that shit to you for 50 cents.
For 50?
50 cents. He should have sold that to you for 50 cents.
Okay, but I mean $1.25. You're right. It's the 90s. But I know there's a let me see. I know there's a lot of them, but I hadn't seen it. Yeah. 95. Yeah, 95. Okay,
Yeah.
so now this is Ash from Event Comics issue 2. Yeah, it's the 90s.
Yeah.
But $1.25.
Hey, don't get me wrong. The artwork is beautiful, but for a book that I mean, most people have not ever heard of.
Right.
Yeah. And he's preserved it beautifully. I mean, that from what I see, it is beautifully preserved.
And
it still should have been a 50-cent box.
Oh yeah, they are. There's no reader crease on the spine. Last book for the day. Last book for the day. This one is also beautifully preserved from that back issue bin. Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. What's the year?
Oh,
not 92. This is from 92. This is the last one for the day. From the back issue bin, $1.25. Yeah.
And Peter Cannon Thunderbolts is one of them old golden age characters. You guys could go ahead.
Yeah, originally on what was that imprint?
Man,
Charlton. That's it. Originally.
Well, that's even, and that was a redo because he's long before Charlton ever existed.
All right. And I'm not sure the story may be reprinted. I'm not sure if it's a new story. It's maybe most likely reprinted, or it may be a new story.
Yeah.
That's issue 1.
It might be loosely tied to the originals Peter Cannon Thunderbolt, but man, yeah, that's an old character. Probably from the 40s, most likely.
Okay. All right. That does it for me. I think that's enough for this episode.
Yeah. And for my last note, I thank you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to our channel. I'm excited today because I got my Baltimore Comic-Con ticket for the last week of this month of October. I got a 3-day pass, and I would spend some time with my brother-in-laws and try to spend some time with him, and then go, because he lives in Baltimore, and then go to the Comic-Con and do some time over there. And do yourselves a favor and check that guest list. And Brother John Michael, you invited to come up to Baltimore Comic-Con as well. Get your butt out of Atlanta and go north for once.
Yeah. I need to go to Baltimore Comic-Con. I do.
Please do, man. I'm gonna spend some time with Mark Wade and get his autograph on some stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But look at that guest list, you guys, for Baltimore Comic-Con. For those who are local, come on up and I'll see you there. And I'm gonna shut up and pass the mic to Brother John to close us out.
All right. Yeah, I'm spent. That's about it. Buy what you like, read what you like, enjoy comics. Don't rely on the top 10. You know, try to seek out that gem, that hidden treasure. You don't always have to focus on the top 10. All right, we out.
Two Ski Geeks out. Holla.